guys, what's up? My name is Elizabeth and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the widow's mite. So let's just jump right in and get started. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the widow's mite from Mark 12:41 through 44. So let me first read that to you. And it says, and he sat down, Jesus, that's who he is, and he sat down opposite the treasury and watched the people putting money into the offering box. Many rich people put in large sums, and a poor widow came and put in 2 small copper coins, which make a penny. And he called his disciples to him and said to them, "Truly I say to you, this poor widow has put in more than all those who are contributing to the offering box. For they all contributed out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had, all she had to live on." Now, if you look at the passage of Mark 12, you would notice that in Mark 12, it has the 2 greatest commandments. The first is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. And the second one is to love others as yourself. So we're going to get to the first commandment part of that, okay, at the very end or somewhere later. Now, if you look at the passage right before Mark 12:41, you will see that Jesus was first talked about the Pharisees, the scribes, how they want attention, how they devour widows. Now, one interesting commentator said, is from Mark, an introduction and commentator, commented this. It talked about how Jesus might have known. He said Jesus would have, but I don't know. I'm not going to say he a complete 100% yes, but Jesus could probably have known about the woman. Now, Jesus knows everything, so, but anyhow, as a human being, people would know about a woman who contributed such a small amount by the priest scrutinizing them for putting such a small amount in the offering place. So pretty much they ridicule these people who are poor putting money. It's almost like when you want to donate, like if a person wants to donate just a $1 bill today, and we go, "I can't believe you donated just a $1 bill. What do you have any more? Oh no, you don't. Well, then your $1 bill is practically useless, right?" So it's giving a person a hard time in giving. So I think one thing we can just take away from that, if that is the case, is that we need to be careful about how we judge other people. We need to be grateful when they do give and not be saying, "Oh, wow, you didn't give me a big enough tip." Or, "Oh, wow, you didn't put enough in the offering plate." "Oh, wow, the offering plate literally went by and you didn't put anything in it at all." So we need to be careful about that. The other thing is that it talked about scribes and, devouring widows. Another commentator talked about how I don't know. Actually, I don't think it was a commentator. Actually, I think it was a John MacArthur talked about the negative side of this passage and how sometimes the scribes would get widows to believe that if they put so much money in, then they would get so and so out. And that happens in the church. Think about the prosperity gospel, right? We say, it's literally taking from the poor people and saying that if you give this much money, then so much you will actually receive. And that's not how that works at all, okay? So those are just side comments. So what I really want to focus on is the fact that the woman gave everything. That's the point I want to talk about. one commentator, I really like how this one said it. It's also from Mark, an introduction and commentary, and it says this: remember that God measures giving not by what we give, but by what we keep for ourselves. See, now this leads us to talking about tithing. And oftentimes when we think about tithing, we think about how much do I have to give? Because when we ask that question, how much do I have to give? We're in essence asking the question, how much do we get to keep? Think about that. When we are so concerned about how much we have to give, it's because we're concerned about how much we actually get to keep afterwards. Now, some people say tithes are obligational, and I can't put my foot down and say you have to give 10%. I don't think we need to be legalistic like that. Though we do have examples of giving the first fruit and Abraham giving 10%. 2 Corinthians 9:7 pretty much sums it up very well. Each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. See, it's not about how much you give. It's more about your heart attitude towards the giving. That's what it's about. I think for me personally, when it comes to giving, oftentimes I think I oftentimes give just because it's almost like I give because it's mandatory of me. Like I don't want other people to think I'm bad Christian if I don't tithe and everything. And that's a really bad thinking, as a person who's grown up in a church where the offering plate goes around, you kind of watch people who puts in, who doesn't put in, stuff like that. And you have thoughts of your own, and then you wonder what they think of you if you don't put anything in the offering plate, So it starts thinking, and we shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't give hoping to receive something, and we shouldn't give to avoid punishment or judgment from God and others. Another aspect about giving, I think, happens, and this is what happens with the widow, is that when we give, we rely on God. Psalm 68:5 says that God is a defender of widows. He defends widows, and in this moment, the widow needed to trust in God that he will provide for her. Matthew 6 specifically talks about when we do give, we need to give quietly. We don't need to give as in like everybody sees how glorious we are giving. And it's the same way with us. Now, I did pick the verse Psalm 68:5 talking about how God defends widows, but God also supplies what we need too. Philippians 4:19 says, "And my God will supply every need of yours according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus." See, we might not get what we want, but we will have what we need. Now, what we need might look different between what God thinks we need and what we think we need, but whatever God believes we need, we will have it. Luke 12:24, says this: "Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They have no store room or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds." Pretty much, you are more valuable than birds, and God supplies their needs. Now, one thing I find very interesting about the Mark 12 passage is that after we talk about the widow giving everything she has, all her maternal stuff that she has, talks about the destruction of the temple. Yeah. So she gave all that she had materially, all her money, so anything material-wise, she probably still had clothes on, but you get my point here. And then Jesus talks about the destruction of the temple. Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all this will be added unto you." It's this idea that we aren't here supposed to be collecting earthly stuff. Instead, we should focus on God and his kingdom. What I really want to get down today, after I said all that, what I really want to get down, because I needed to give that context and stuff like that, is this. A lot of people say this: if I blank, then I blank. So if I won the lottery, then I will give this much money. If I was older, then I will do this for God. If I have more security, then I will risk these things for God. If I had more time, then I will give more to the church and serve. But guess what? God isn't asking us for what we do not have. God is asking us to give what we do have financially, what we do have time-wise, what we do have heart-wise. It says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. God is a jealous God, and He wants all of us. And we, as His people, should be giving all that we have. I don't know if you ever heard the song John Legend, I want all of you and you have all of me. That's what we should be with God. I want all of you. And God's saying, I want all of you. So in essence, we want all of each other. We want to be so connected with Christ that that's all we care about. Now, when I said that's all we care about, of course, we care about His people because we care about Christ. And if we care about Christ, we will care about His people. You see, the filter is to Christ. So whatever Christ cares about, that's what we care about. But our filter lens is to Christ and Christ alone. So the widow's example to us all is to give whatever we have right now in this moment to God. We shouldn't give out of compulsion. We should give out of our hearts. I think one thing that I really want to give as an encouragement is that God isn't asking for an elaborate gift. He's asking for us. He wants all of us. I think sometimes some of the greatest acts in the Bible is where man gave when he seemed to have nothing to give, but he gave even the little he had. Think about the 5 loaves and the 3 fish. Think about Ruth in the Bible. She had nothing, yet she gave it all and served her mother-in-law when she could have gone back home. That's giving when you don't think you have anything else to give because you still have yourself at the end of the day to give. See, the whole point of giving is to glorify God. In the first catechism, the shorter catechism, the first question is, what is the chief end of man? And the answer is that man's chief end is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. Honestly, for me, first, I just noticed the whole glorify God. But there's a second part, to enjoy Him forever. Oftentimes, when I think about giving, it's almost like to appease God. But that's not how it's supposed to be. We give to God because we enjoy Him, because we want to, because we have this desire to, because we enjoy Him. And when we enjoy God, it's like when you enjoy someone's company, you don't have a hard time wanting to give them, your time, your money, your emotions, right? You want to give, because you enjoy them. And so I think sometimes I miss that. Yes, we are here to glorify God, but we're also here to enjoy Him as well. And so we shouldn't give out of this compulsory need to give. We give because we want to, because we have a desire, because we enjoy God. And through that, we glorify God. And I think that is something that is important to remember and for myself to remember as well. Now, I do want to give like a disclaimer here because I feel like someone's going to go, well, you said to give everything, so does that mean like I should just go broke, don't even live in college? Like if you're a college student or trying to save up money, does that mean I just waste all my money and live destitute on the street and rely on the government or the church or whoever else to like take care of me because God will send them to take care of me? No, that's not at all what I mean at all. If we look in the Bible, even Paul had a tent making ministry. Tent making. He was a tent maker to provide for himself. Yes, God graciously provided for him, through the charity, but he didn't make himself a burden to others. The whole aspect of giving isn't to make a burden for others. It's actually to give so you lessen the burdens of others. Okay, so Let me be clear on that. So no, do not go empty your piggy bank and just give it all to charity. That's not what I mean. My point is your attitude and your heart is in such a place where it is giving everything you have to God. That's my point. So how I want to end this is this. God isn't requiring us for tomorrow's giving. He's requiring us of today's giving, whatever we have today, to give all to Him, our time, our money, our resources, everything to Him. All of it to Him. And He is the one that dictates how we use our money. It might not be that all the money goes to church. It might be the money is used for education so that you are well prepared to then go serve the church, to serve the community, however that looks like, and where God is leading you to. Maybe your time is going to be, cooking in the kitchen so you can serve your family and feed them, right? So the idea is that we give everything to God, and He's the one that dictates how we ought to order our lives in a way that will glorify Him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just really want to encourage you guys all with that, to give everything you have to God. It's something that I have to remind myself every single day. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, push that bell button, get notifications so you never miss another video again. I'll see you guys next time. God bless you. Bye!